This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to be talking some more Obi Wan Kenobi. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. From rumors to speculations to hopes and dreams, of Obi Wan Kenobi Season 2 is something that just about every Star Wars fan would like to have at this point in time. At the start of many of these rumors and theories and predictions, and maybe even hopes and dreams of having a potential Season 2 for the Obi Wan Kenobi show, which doesn't very seem too likely as of what it seemed when it started out, because this was a limited time series, something with a Season 1 and done type of thing. At first, when these types of rumors and speculations of course had been popping up, many fans were divided amongst themselves of wanting a Season 2. Some fans were full-on gung-ho, yes, give me the Season 2, and others were absolutely no. They cannot give us a Season 2 of this show and didn't want it. And since then, I'm really starting to see the overall Star Wars community and fandom really starting to lean more and more towards a potential possible Season 2 for the Obi Wan Kenobi show, and even at that, it is becoming more and more likely that we could have an Obi Wan Kenobi Season 2 here. Today, we're going to take a read here from the comic book article here, talking about Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow says there are more stories to tell for a possible Season 2 of Obi Wan Kenobi. So let's go ahead and jump on into this article. As it reads, fans have been waiting almost 2 decades to see Ian McGregor reprise his role of Obi Wan Kenobi for more adventures, and while Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi was initially approached as a limited time series featuring a complete narrative, director Deborah Chow recently pointed out how there are some more unseen stories in Kenobi's history that bring the potential for a sophomore season, a Season 2. Given the long journey that the series took to debut, the filmmaker made sure to note that her top priority is getting some rest following the completion of Season 1 and of the series. But the tease there being more stories, it means she isn't likely ruling out the idea entirely at that point. I think this is honestly the perfect way to possibly go about this, is yes, give it like a really long break. Give it like a good another 3, 5, maybe even 7 years at that, until we get a Season 2 here for Obi Wan Kenobi. Oversaturation is something that is coming more and more within the overall movie franchise and TV series franchise. Kind of taking a look over at Marvel, there's just pumping out movies and TV series overlapping with each other back to back to back, and that is honestly something in my favor and my own thoughts and opinions that I wouldn't like Star Wars to really do, and I would like it to remain its own speciality of not continuously pumping out more and more content. But at the same time, don't get me wrong, of course, who doesn't like more Star Wars shows, more Star Wars movies, and more Star Wars adventures and stories to be told? In quotes from Deborah Chow, as the article goes on to continue, you know, we always did conceive of this as a limited series, Chow explained to RadioTimes.com, and she also goes on to say, so it's not an adventure of the week sort of story. It's one big story with a beginning, middle, and end. So I think that this story was very much conceived to be its own standalone. She continued, I mean, there are of course more stories that you could tell, and there's obviously another 10 years before we get to Star Wars A New Hope, and with a character like Obi Wan Kenobi, I think even just watching him ride across the sand sometimes is honestly interesting. So who knows? It's hard to say right now, but it's not really in the intention. Ending quote there from show's director, Deborah Chow. She also directed and worked on The Mandalorian both seasons. The article goes on to say, we're another season to be developed. It's also possible that Deborah Chow could usher in a new filmmaker, somebody else new, as she pointed out. In quotes from her, honestly, at this point, the only thing I'm looking about is taking a vacation, and I haven't gotten there. I can't even conceive of it yet. I just needed to actually finish the show to get there first. I think that's honestly a well-deserved vacation at that. Deborah Chow really has been working on the overall Star Wars dream, bringing the Obi Wan Kenobi show to life here, of course, and as I had already mentioned, The Mandalorian and bringing that to life. Comic Books article goes on to say, the TV slate of A Galaxy Far, Far Away is already looking pretty full, as series like Star Wars Andor, Star Wars Ahsoka, Star Wars The Acolyte, and the Lando Calrissian show also on the way, as well as the rest of the Star Wars content of 2022 that we're getting later in the year, as Bad Batch Season 2, A Droid Story, and Tales of the Jedi are all on the way here for the end of the year for 2022. Not to mention The Mandalorian Season 3, of course. What this would likely mean in regards to Obi Wan Kenobi is that a complete concept would have to be developed, so that could also serve as its own story, as opposed to being the next chapter of an ongoing story, as in kind of like a time jump type of thing, as I think is what the article is trying to say. Part of that has made this series both interesting and exciting is that, rather than its casting seeing this as a send-off for their characters, it was reignited an interest in their roles. Not only continuing the stories of these characters, but also bringing these characters back together on the big screen, or at least maybe in your family room or TV room. Also, the reunion between big actors like Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen. These guys haven't really worked on anything together, let alone maybe even met up all that much in the last nearly over 10 years, over close to maybe 2 decades at this point, honestly, since 2005 Revenge of the Sith. Well, it was definitely conceived as a standalone story, but I would love to continue with this character Darth Vader actor Hayden Christensen had shared. You know, I think there's certainly more there to explore, and I would be so excited to go to do so, he says. The season finale of Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi is very, very close, as the article goes on to end there. There are just so many things I agree with this overall article. Yes, also that of what Deborah Chow is saying, she's definitely on the right track of things. It's just also that whole idea of hopefully that Lucasfilm and Disney would like to actually maybe listen to them, not just completely milk this stuff out for cash and money. Actually have a good, interesting story there, which so far, in my own thoughts and opinions, there has been for this Obi Wan Kenobi show. Although I know that part of the Star Wars fandom and community and many other Star Wars fans tend to kind of disagree with that. However, what I really believe is the biggest highlight from this article, coming from Deborah Chow in her own words and her own quote here, is saying that yes, please give this like a really long break, a really long time here before we get a season 2, maybe even mentioned at that or anything like that. Maybe they could give us the smallest tease at the end of the finale this upcoming week of just, hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi will return. And from there, they just wouldn't really announce or say anything for the next couple of years, get all these other Star Wars projects on the go here, on the move, released and out there, and maybe even other Star Wars announcements, shows that haven't been announced, or Star Wars projects that haven't even been announced at that, before we get a season 2 for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also, the fact that yes, there's another 10 years here of where we're already at here in the Star Wars timeline here, or at least a good 9 years at that, of where the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is taking place and where the A New Hope movie takes place for Star Wars. There's another like solid decade there of stories to really be told here for our characters. There's so much potential to cover here. And so with all of that, I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think, your thoughts and ideas on a potential season 2 here for Obi-Wan Kenobi, what Deborah Chow has to say about this, all the different actors, Ian McGregor, Hayden Christensen, all have to say about this. Everybody really does seem to be on board for a season 2 here, and it's honestly starting to become more and more likely. Like, I'm honestly getting scared here. I'm really getting hyped for this. I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think. You drop a like in the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help the channel, and check out Instagram, unofficial Star Wars, for more Star Wars like kind of thing, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.